Hey, I'm Jay. Let's talk about monarchy. It's one of the easiest ways of being endured, but it leaves behind a lot of responsibility.
This is especially true with princesses nowadays. They are viewed as icons thanks to fairy tales and Disney, as there is a lack of king and queen idols. In fact, queens are usually depicted as evil, and kings are sometimes blind and or corrupt. Princes are usually the heroes of these fables, so a princess is what many young girls desire to be.
Good luck to you princes out there.
When video games hit the scene, the princesses were the damsels in distress, and it was so with the iconic Princess Peach from the Super Mario franchise.
And since she has a new game coming out, I felt it was more appropriate to learn more about her.
Princess Toadstool Peach is the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, a land inhabited majorly by mushroom retainers called toads. She is constantly kidnapped by King Bowser Koopa, who plans on taking over the world.
At least he's a busy man.
She is saved by the legendary icon Mario Jumpman Mario.
And I'm Jerry Waterloo Fowler.
Peach debuted in Super Mario Bros. In 1985 as the cliché role of damsel, and her role as hero started in Super Mario Bros. 2 USA just a couple years later.
So she's a looker and a fighter.
She might as well have started the trope of a helpless captive who would whip out some girl power in the video game industry, and she accomplishes this within 3 games. She is not your normal princess, but her history is relatively unknown. While she is appointed over an area of land in the Mushroom World, we know nothing about her kingdom, let alone its size. Her background is next to unknown, and there is no clear sign of her parents or presence of a king or queen in any of the other games.
So who exactly is Princess Peach, and where did she come from? The best place to start is looking at her youth as Baby Peach.
Yes, this little bugger from Mario's spin-offs is indeed our beloved princess as a baby. How can they go go-kart racing with each other at the same time? Time travel.
It is canon.
This version of Peach first appeared in 2005's Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, where the baby and adult versions of Peach and the Mario Brothers hop back and forth between time eras to stop an alien invasion. This game alone proves time travel can be accomplished in the Mushroom World, and that the baby and adult versions of characters have no memory of each other's meetups. As for the younger and older versions of Toadsworth, I bet he had amnesia. You would think that, as a child, Peach's parents would have been involved or at least present in this game, but Toadsworth is acting as her parental figure. However, it is never known why he still protects her exactly.
She is the princess after all.
Bowser's younger self, who was a prince at the time, merely saw Baby Peach as a playmate, not a real member of royalty, which already casts doubts concerning her authority. Even Professor E. Gadd was never moved by the adult Peach's sudden disappearance. It was as if she was readily dispensable for his experiments, yet he values Luigi and his assistants with more care.
He still treated them terribly, but he still had incentive to keep them than Peach.
Why doesn't he care about the princess?
Too bad Sunshine can't give us any answers.
Baby Peach's second appearance is in Yoshi's Island DS, where time travel also exists. Adult Bowser travels to the past to kidnap the children of the Mushroom Kingdom to locate 7 stars that would grant great power. The legend says there are 7 star children, each with their own star. Who were these children? Most of the protagonists being Mario, Peach, Donkey Kong, and Wario, Luigi, who is captured by adult Bowser, Prince Bowser, the baby version, and a newborn Yoshi that hatches in the end credits.
And these stars are never heard from again.
The game implies that the Mario Brothers, Peach, Wario, and Donkey are roughly the same age. Prince Bowser is slightly older than them due to his ability to speak. As for Peach specifically, she appears as nothing more than another party member than a princess. While the babies, Yoshi's and the stork, don't understand royalty, Baby Bowser should have shown some acknowledgement of her royalty, right? Even when both are present, Bowser could have cared less about her existence. Bowser still had aspirations of domination as a child, albeit it was more for entertainment at the time, but none of them involved Peach, except the one time in Partners in Time when he kidnaps Peach, the Mario Brothers, and Toadsworth at the same time.
I can't keep using that word.
There are other issues regarding Peach's supposed authority, and they come from her own subjects, the Toads. Is it weird that only 5 Toads fight alongside Mario in the entire series? It shouldn't. Most of the Toads are wimpy, stupid, and cowardly, so much so that Peach's 2 main guards in Super Mario Galaxy cower behind her when Bowser comes along. And her royal guards, the Toad Brigade, they are too afraid to follow a chimp, and the chimp isn't even a cow!
Barely any of the Toads can put up a fight, so they look up to Peach as their protector? From who? Bowser? That's blatantly stupid. He kidnaps her all the time!
The Toads, while blind to doing whatever she says, are divided about her authorship, including the construction of her own castles. Yes, castles plural. Super Mario Maker 2 Story Mode has Toads bickering at each other while trying to build Peach's next castle, and they really dislike their chief Toadette. Toadette is merely following Peach's orders, but she dislikes her lazy crew, even as a union, Peach's commands, and their lack of budget.
You should have stopped the stupid dog from holding the erase button instead of panicking and doing absolutely nothing. You imbeciles! You had 5 seconds to knock him off!
There is a strange, subtle theme from the characters outside of the Mario Brothers and the Toads. The theme is not seeing Peach as legitimate authority. While she is referred to as Princess by title, she has very little to show for it, if there is anything to show. On Isle Delfino, the residents could care less about her role. Never once do they address her with any degree of respect, because they care about their territory enough to have their criminal clean up the disastrous mess, despite Mario being falsely accused.
At least he wasn't arrested for medical malpractice.
To further drive this point of her having no power in foreign lands, especially ones near her own kingdom, they overruled her objection in court without hesitation, and they did not listen to said objection.
The Mushroom Kingdom had no say in Mario's case, demonstrating she had no political authority outside of her own kingdom.
And before anyone asks about the kings in Super Mario Bros. 3, the game is a work of fiction in their universe, as it is canonically a stage play. Those kings don't really exist. If the citizens of Peach's own kingdom can't prove her legitimacy, we'll need to look at her relationship with Bowser. We explained how Bowser's younger self didn't bother with Peach, yet as an adult, he now has an interest in her, going so far as to committing something foul. Attempted marriage. He is wanted on 3 counts. I have a personal theory where Bowser becomes allies with Mario in Mario Party DS and Mario Super Sluggers, as he then partakes in the other spin-off titles for fun. That might be why Bowser is willing to play with everyone for Mario Karts and basketballs.
Everything seems to be at peace in the Mushroom Kingdom, and Bowser doesn't show any animosity towards Mario anymore. However, at this point, he loses interest in having Peach. He now sees Mario and her as equals.
Bowser's interest in Peach may not be out of love, as the instinct was only present in his world domination phase, so why would he capture her with intentions of marriage? Maybe we'll get a good look of this from the role of the minions. With Bowser having his own kingdom, the Koopas themselves already are under his command. The same can be said for any turtle variant in his army. However, the species of troops that stick out in particular are the Goombas. Based on shiitake mushrooms, Goombas appear to be mushroom characters, and a portion of the species can be found near Toad Town in Paper Mario. If Goombas are mushroom people, why are they under Bowser's command and not Peach's?
We can get a glimpse as to why in the Super Mario Bros. Instruction manual, which reads, "They betrayed the Mushroom Kingdom," implying they were once allies.
Apparently, this reason of betrayal is old, too, as they were in Bowser's castle in the past era in Partners in Time. For what reason did the Goombas betray their own kingdom to follow Bowser? It could be that Bowser is a better ruler than Peach.
You're not as dumb as I thought.
After going in depth about Peach's questionable title, Bowser has more of a reputation to be an actual monarch than her. Even when he was a child, Bowser knew how to lead armies, and he could put up quite a fight.
Peach has 2 plumbers. Although they rescue her, she still gets kidnapped all the time. Should have put more in the security budget.
As an adult attempting world domination, Bowser has successfully kidnapped Peach numerous times, and Mario on 2 occasions. Conquered territory by establishing fortresses and castles throughout the mainline Mario series, which includes seizing Peach's castles, and acquiring an inhuman amount of resources. He has so many machines and minions that, even if his best waves of attack or defense were taken out by Mario, he is always ready for another punch. Although Bowser is ill-tempered and punishes minions that absolutely flunked their missions, he still majorly values the valiant service of his minions, even if they are expendable. Bowser also takes care of his kids, his biological son Bowser Jr., and the 7 Koopalings, who are likely adopted. In various sources in the 90s, TV shows and comics among other things, Bowser has a clear indication that he loves his kids and is a good parent, even though he is evil.
At least Bowser Jr. is following in his father's footsteps.
A confirmation of this relationship can be seen in Bowser Jr.'s debut game, Super Mario Sunshine, where Bowser lies to his son that Peach was his mother in order to give Jr. a maternal figure. Even after it was revealed he lied, Bowser still tries to build his family relationship with Jr. Bowser also might have a huge treasury. Throughout his numerous citadels are hordes of coins. The treasures he has may be infinite, but hints of it can come from interesting locations.
Sadly, Wario's not involved. Apparently they have some beef with each other.
Mario Party DS features the board Bowser's Pinball Machine, and there is no shortage of coins to be handed out.
See, I have 999 coins, and there's still plenty enough for everyone to have.
Since Super Mario 64, Bowser's lackeys drop coins upon death, likely because they had their pay to be troops. The tougher they are, the more they're paid, the more they spew.
Aw, give it to me, Daddy!
Ew.
In many of the Mario Party titles, enemies are tossing coins like it is candy. And speaking of candy, Mario Party DS!
Again with this game?
Some minigames have Shy Guys shopping in a candy store and a fast food restaurant, and one is even seen roasting some meat. Some of Bowser's minions even attend several coffee shops in Paper Mario the Origami King. The minions are definitely well paid. Finally, in Super Mario 3D World, Bowser has a golden train that is meant to transport his stacks of coinage.
Needless to say, Bowser will never be broke. Except maybe his hair.
On top of everything, Bowser will do anything to make sure he is the ruler of the universe. In other words, he hates competition. There are a series of adventures where he teams up with Mario to stop other evildoers bent on destroying the world, such as The Legend of the Seven Stars, Superstar Saga, Bowser's Inside Story, Super Paper Mario, The Origami King.
Are those all RPGs?
Bowser definitely has more qualifications of being a great monarch, especially compared to Peach. Yet Bowser still kidnaps her and tries to marry her. What is the purpose of this? Bowser goes on and on about how he and Peach would live in harmony, but it is never for the sake of her beauty, outside of the movies that is. Instead, Bowser suggests the Mushroom Kingdom will be his once he has Peach. As demonstrated in the main series, Bowser creates hundreds of forts and castles, and I mean hundreds, and seizes other castles for the sake of growing his empire, which its size could rival that of Peach's. I mean, have you seen the amount of castles he has in his own empire? For crying out loud, he even has his own Neo City!
Perhaps there is tension between the kingdom's residents and Bowser wants to take the Mushroom Kingdom first to prove a point. Clearly there are other kingdoms that exist, such as the Bean Bean Kingdom, the ones in Super Mario Land, and yet Bowser only is interested in the Mushroom Kingdom? I mean, if Bowser wants to take as much as possible, the Mushroom Kingdom could exponentially increase his territory, probably more so than the other kingdoms.
The Goombas might be involved to get revenge on the Toads for possibly appointing Baby Peach as a leader. Peach never met the qualifications of royalty.
Well, yeah, because she's a toddler.
In Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS, the Baby Peach trophy says she never cared about anything other than her binky.
Because she's an infant!
Back in Partners in Time, Toadsworth speaks supposedly on her behalf as an interpreter, but really, I bet it was his own wishes.
How else do you interpret something like Google Blue? You make something up! It's a baby, for goodness sake! It's not another language!
Since the Toads still appoint Peach as princess, though there's no reason to, she still has some control. And yet, Bowser continues to need her for world domination. Kidnapping has always been an option, and Bowser could just hold a ransom, but I bet he knows the Toads are stupid poor as demonstrated in Super Mario Maker 2, and Peach has no known parents to bail her out either.
I don't know where I'm from. My earliest memory is arriving.
Besides, he has a seemingly infinite amount of cash.
So the motive is not money. Got it.
This is where the weddings get involved. In history, for two kingdoms to share land, a king or prince of one kingdom marries the queen or princess of the other. These marriages are far easier and less costly in gaining land for a kingdom.
With you as my bride, I'll be the legal ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom. It's the only thing I need to accomplish total victory.
Bowser is an old-fashioned guy, going so far as to mano-a-mano Mario, then use magic and technology like his minions and kids. Bowser would absolutely use marriage to gain land for his kingdom in order to conquer the world, and he plans to make the marriage the real deal. He even goes as far as to caring for Peach's wants and needs in any way he can to help her feel comfortable in marrying him. Despite his level of force, Bowser even, somehow, allows Peach to send letters to Mario in Super Mario 3D Land and the Galaxy games, with the latter having attached 1-up mushrooms. Although she is locked away and or caged up, she is definitely being cared for. And as a plus, Bowser's children could finally have a proper mother.
This is just weird though.
Side note, in Super Paper Mario, Bowser does successfully marry Peach, but the marriage may be illegitimate as the game is the only time this marriage is acknowledged. Peach still held the princess title in the game, and we have no confirmation that Count Bleck was ordained.
But apparently anyone can be.
Peach still rebels against Bowser due to him being evil. Bowser and his minions do practice black magic and plan on taking over the world any day now, so it can be understandable. But her identity as princess is possibly illegitimate. Her heart is in the right place, sure, but she and her advisors don't know what is best for their kingdom, hence why the Goombas may have betrayed the kingdom. The Goombas wanted a strong, capable ruler, yet the dumb toads found baby Peach, made her princess of the Mushroom Kingdom, and had her follow their culture.
And you entrusted an enormous landmass to a baby? What were you thinking?
Peach's magic powers from being a star child may have influenced their decision to make her princess, but most of her youth was determined by her advisors. Bowser sees Peach as only a means of furthering his kingdom.
And family.
And since Peach hates Bowser's intentions, she refuses his proposals. This leads into the ongoing feud between the two kingdoms. Princess Toadstool Peach is an unfortunate, fraudulent puppet for the Toads to give a protector political power from inexperienced citizens. However, this all comes from the lack of evidence that Peach has parents. If we had evidence of her parents' existence, or them not existing, it could explain everything. Here's the problem though. The only mention of her father is in the Super Mario Bros. Manual, which also says she has 7 mushroom retainers as advisors. The problem here is they never make another appearance. Other known members of her family are found in questionably canon sources,
AKA movies.
In the OVA, Super Mario Bros. The Great Rescue of Princess Peach, Peach talks about her magical amulet she had since her birth. We find out in the same film that she has a fiancé.
You snooze, you lose, Gonzalez.
Her fiancé is Prince Haru of the neighboring Flower Kingdom, which is probably different from Sarasaland.
Daisy is all yours, Mario.
An obscure collection of movies called the Amada anime series, Peach is seen to live with her grandparents, who are Hammer Brothers. This is also the movie where Mario comes out of a peach from the sky.
The furthest possible look back into Peach's past could be in the most recent Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Unfortunately, there is nothing in the movie to suggest anything is definitively canon, but it can give some ideas as to what is true about the Mushroom Universe. Maybe not Bowser's attachment to Peach, though. In the games, the only other known members of royalty are Toadsworth and a Chancellor, who is later called the Minister.
So Peach is a Christian. If Vector is, why can't anyone else?
Also, consider Bowser going from the status of Prince to King. We don't have a glimpse of Bowser's parents either, but his status upgrade shows more in-game evidence for their existence than Peach's parents. She's still a princess, never a queen, implying her parents are still alive, or they just never let go of the title.
However, we see no visible evidence that Peach has parents outside of an instruction manual, so unless there is structural evidence about Peach's parents, Peach is a fake princess that Toads found on the side of the road, and causing a great war between the Goombas and the Koopas and the Toads! New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe? What does this have to do with anything? You're not in this game. This is a Nintendo link. No. 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 He is the father.
As an absurd curveball, yes, Toadsworth is canonically Peach's father, and surprisingly, there is in-game evidence that supports it. Proof 1. In the Super Mario Bros. Manual, Peach has magical powers likely descended from Toadsworth. In New Super Mario Bros., he uses his cane as a magic wand, implying that he has some magical power. Proof 2. Throughout most of the games he appears in, he worries about Peach constantly, acting as her parental figure. Proof 3. Mario Superstar Baseball has Lakitu confuse Toadsworth for Peach's grandfather. Lakitu realizes his mistake, but he was on the right track of Toadsworth being family. Proof 4. According to an email in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Toadsworth is 60 years old, which makes it possible for him to be Peach's father if Peach was in her mid-20s, which is supposed since Yoshi's Island DS implies she and Mario are roughly the same age, and Mario is said to be in his 20s.
On top of everything, you might be asking how Peach, a human, is the daughter of a toad. That's when we take a look at New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
The game introduces the Super Crown, which is an item only Toadette can use. This power-up turns Toadette into Peachette, giving a human appearance. It is very likely Peach's crown is also a Super Crown, as she is never seen without it.
So Princess Peach is spared from being a fake. In the end, she does her business throughout the Mushroom Kingdom while her father does all the legal stuff. Now, the real question is, what is the mysterious item in her bedroom in Mario RPG?